Welcome everyone, it is the second Ashes test. I know I am so far behind, but I'm determined to get through them all, even if it's going to take us a bit of time after the series. The reason being, I've been in the UK, I've been in Europe for the last 5 weeks, so I'm finally back. And I actually did go to this test. I went to this Lord's test, so I'm very excited to see how we go in the remainder of this series. Obviously, we're down 1-0, while Australia have retained the Ashes 2-1 currently, with the final test underway at the moment. But let's get underway at Lord's. We're going to head down to the middle for the toss of the coin. And unlike Pat Cummins, I hope to actually win the toss. So I'm going to go with the head, even though tails has literally been what Australia have selected in the toss for the last 5 games. So let's get down there. Let's go with heads. And it is a head, so we've won the toss. We're going to bat first in this one and see how we go. Australia-England at Lord's. First ball of the test. David Warner facing up to Jimmy Anderson. A run. Yep. And there's some runs to get us away. It's actually going to be a boundary for Warner. How exciting. That round the corner, Warner. There is a man down there, so there is some protection, just the single. Australia 9 without loss so far. A little story for you guys. I was at the Lord's test on both the third day of play. I watched the whole third day of play until it was rain interrupted, and then I did actually go on day 5 as well, which was very exciting for me because I'd never been to the cricket in England before. And of course, the Lord's test was a bit hectic in terms of the crowd, and especially on the 5th day, lots of vocal fans, as this is saved by Moeen Ali. Would have been probably a couple more runs. Australia do get the single. And yeah, it was a really fun experience. I really enjoyed Lord's. Like it's such a unique place to watch cricket. I was sitting somewhere over here, sort of that deep mid-wicket boundary on day 3, and then day 5 I was up the top there in that big high stand behind Moeen Ali. Good little couple of days at the cricket for me to watch the Lord's test, but I am back in Australia now and enjoying the fruits of Australia retaining the Ashes. And we'll see how we go in our own series here, because I think we're actually down 1-0. So now that I'm batting first, I'm really got to apply the pressure here with the bat, as this is away. My Khawaja for a couple of runs. Should be able to get a third one, as it is a big boundary down there. 14 without loss after 3. Geez, I'm scoring quickly. Straight away, Warner down the ground. That'll be 4. Yep. Right, and there is no protection there. Khawaja helps himself to Stuart Broad. And actually, the ball just stops in the outfield, so a couple of runs. Oh, it was in the air for a moment. Khawaja was a little concerned. Just 2 more runs. And Warner turns this round the corner. Just the 1 this time. 5 from 30. A ridiculously good shot from Usman Khawaja, and the pace of Mark Wood continuing to make the batting easier at the moment for the Australians. Oh, it was in the air for a fraction of time, but it's going to be 50 up for Australia. Actually, that came up with the wide. Didn't realise. But it is the 50 partnership for Australia. 51 without loss. Warner on 25, Khawaja 24. Runs. This will be 4 more. Oh, that has been absolutely sent. 4 runs. Warner takes advantage of the full toss. Pure class from David Warner. Down the ground, another boundary. Oh, it's punched through the offside. That'll be 4 for Warner. Moves to 45. Is a lovely shot from Uzi. That'll be 4. 49 at the moment, David Warner. And this one does get through, so this will be his 50. And they come back for 2. It's also going to bring up the 100-run opening partnership for the Aussies in 25 overs. That rate just under 4. Moving along very, very swiftly here. It's been a cracking start. 10 boundaries as well for David Warner, as you can see there. Good stuff. And that's the first session done. 107 without loss. Australia, the openers, did a very nice job in that first session. England will be disappointed, but the skies are blue. And even though the wicket's got a bit of grass on it, Aussies have done a very nice job. This is a good start for me. Let's see if I can keep it up here as the Aussies. Oh, cop some of that. Edged, taken. Warner goes for 56. It's a disappointing result. But that's how it goes sometimes. It's Wokes who gets the opening breakthrough and Bairstow with the catch. 112 for 1. Down the ground for Uzi, and a bit of sloppy fielding brings up his half century. He moves to 53. Punched again, this time a bit better. Hits the boundary with authority. Steps across Marnus, and he finally gets himself off the mark after 21 balls. That's found a gap. That'll go all the way. Yeah. But away, and a short boundary means 4. Oh, the scoop. Outrageous. Cut away. Again to that short boundary. Should be another 4. No problems for Marnus. Oh, Khawaja goes bang through the offside. He brings up the 200 for Australia. And he moves himself to 99. Football that he's just put to the offside, sorry. Gets the single, and it's 100 up for Uzi Khawaja. 16 boundaries in it off 145 balls. It's been a supreme performance. Oh, and Khawaja straight down the ground. Just get a couple of runs for his troubles. Back foot punched. All the way to the boundary. Oh, that is ridiculous. Labuschagne out. He's just tried to play it over the slips. In the end, he's hit it straight to the man, and Crawley has taken one of the sharpest chances you'll ever see. It's 2 for 238. Labuschagne out for 42. Oh, Smith has just sent Stokes for a huge 6 over cover. Cop that. Possibly the final ball of the session. Khawaja hits it down the ground, and it will go all the way. So 262 for 2, and it is the end of the session in fact. So 137 not out, Uzi from 178, Smith 10 from 11, Stokes and Wokes with the wickets in that session for England. But it is Australia's day at the moment. Can England find a way back in, or is Australia going to continue the punishment that they have put on so far? Glorious shot from a terrible delivery. That will be 150 for Uzi Khawaja. Off 187 balls, he has been a dominant player of the day. 27 boundaries. Absolutely absurd cricket. Beats the man. And we'll go all the way for Uzi. Doesn't quite get it in the gap, but enough for a single. 300 up. Oh, he gets it nice and fine. It beats fine leg, and that is a boundary. Beats him through cover. Smith finds 4 more. The Australians are cashing in late in the day. Again through the covers. Again, a boundary. And that is the 100-run partnership for these two. They have just really cruised all day long. Big full toss here, or a bit of a half volley from Khawaja. Does it nicely. Here goes Khawaja. Can he pick it up? He does. It's a double 100 for Khawaja. 37 fours. Off 236 deliveries, Australia 350 for 2. Khawaja has 201 of those runs. And the 79th over.
Yep.
Henry for his troubles, how good. In up-ish, but not in the air long enough. It's going to be 4. Khawaja's dominance continues up to 215. Oh, bowls him! Out of nowhere, really. 8 balls left in the day, and Jimmy Anderson, with that second new ball, does get Khawaja just playing the wrong line slightly. He falls for 219. It's 3 for 376. Steve Smith sees out the last ball of the day. Australia 378 for 3 at stumps. So Australia not electing to use a night watchman. Travis Head 2 balls faced, not out. 378 for 3. Smith on 42, not out. But it was Usman Khawaja who dominated the day with 219 runs. Anderson, Wokes and Stokes took the wickets for England. But they didn't use Moeen Ali probably as much as they should have. Just the 6 overs for him. Can England recover on day 2? Or are Australia destined for a series tying 1-all series? 1-all test. I don't know what we're talking about here. See you tomorrow.